easy. We'll go for a whoop whoop. Over. That shit's still hot.
Yeah. It's the morning routine.
Yep, this is pretty much a morning routine. It's a long week. But yeah, he likes the pool. We've been trying to teach him to get a little better. Reese is 7. Reese is 7 years old. He's not a puppy anymore. I think the first time you came here, he was only like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, fully.
My pride and joy, you know? All that's happened over the past couple of years, one thing that's happened that does make me happy is to be back in this town. I know Billy and a lot of people, they're not as stoked on it out here because a lot's changed and shit.
Yeah.
But I like to hold my stake. There's a cool era in bodyboarding though. Bodyboarding used to be a lot bigger on the East Coast than it is now. Some Hinano stickers, shout out to the Tahitian guys. Yeah, Terrence. I ride for Science these days. When I was little, I spent a lot of time with another brand and, you know, a lot of good experiences there, but with Science now, I'm getting some pretty cool boards. This is a custom Science style. I think it's the Sub-Zero model, which is a cold water board. This is a launch, I think kind of the same thing. This is actually a custom template of the launch that actually some Australian bodyboarder rides. Got some more bodyboarding photos over here. Obviously, like the contest thing really wasn't it for me. But my mom, I gave this one to my mom. No, actually Kendall framed that for me since she passed away, but we put that up in here. That's like kind of, that's a cool picture, fond memory. Good swell up in Maine years ago. We got over here, we got like, this is a shrine I had to my mom. You know, she passed away on Christmas of 2022. Got my mom, my grandmother who's also passed, my grandmother who's alive, my beautiful goddaughter. Luckily, a few months before my mom passed, about 5 months, my sister had a baby, and my sister made me the godfather, and my mom got to see all of that, and I think that was some of like the highlights of her life, you know. Going down here, this is the lab / the storage unit. That's where all the editing takes place for now. It's not super glamorous, but yeah, it is what it is. We rock them from here. We got the cameras without view. Yeah, all good. This is like the Elite Boogie Board collection. There's a few in here that are really, I'm really proud to have. My friend Andrew gave me this one. This is a vintage custom X spread booth from the early 90s. This thing is probably, I've ridden it before. It's actually sick. It's old polyethylene, like all good materials from back in the day. Maybe Pete shaped it. I don't know. Pete definitely shaped this one. This is one of Chris Schlegel's prototypes. It was actually the Unit X solution. This is, I think Chris sold this one to Jacob a long time ago and it wound up here, but this thing's pretty fucking sick. It's got the old no friend stamps rod, man. From a better era in bodyboarding.
Wow.
But then I got this weapon right here. And this one is my prized possession. It hasn't been sold, Mike. This is a 1985 Moray Mach 7. It's really beat up. I actually found it in my grandmother's garage. It's like a mid-80s model.
Whoa, look at that.
And Uncle Mike came and signed it one day. We were big stoked on that. Shout out to Uncle Mike one time when he was here. So
That's right, he stayed here once with you,
yeah,
eh?
he stayed.
Stayed here with you and your mum or something?
yeah, when my mom was alive, about maybe 2-3 years ago, they had a premiere. Tanner and Mike and them. They didn't have a premiere. Science was just doing like a general promo tour of like the East Coast, doing promotions and stuff. And they stayed with me. This was when I was living over here with my mom, and they stayed over here, and we didn't really surf, but it was cool. I got to talk with Mike a little bit, and I think at the time I was still with Custom X, and I think that was like the deciding factor. It's like getting to like meet all those guys, and like, sorry, I'm grabbing some more Joe. I think getting to meet all those guys was pretty cool. It like motivated me to. We're going to Dunk actually. Save the pod. This is Brielle Elementary. This is but yeah, no, this is my elementary school, Brielle Elementary. That was kindergarten through 8. Brielle is like a small little town, like what you would call the greater like Manasquan Sending District. So that's like Manasquan, Brielle, Spring Lake Heights, Belmar. They're all go to the same high school, but for kindergarten through 8th, it's all the same. All the towns have their own primary school, and that's like obviously where I met Billy. Like, we'll drive past my childhood house. It's like quadruple the size it was. While it's not the same, I still love it. This is my hometown. This is just my hometown. I rep Brielle for sure. That's like definitely where I grew up. It's sick too because you kind of got to be on middle ground between Jenks and Manasquan. That's my childhood home. Like I said, it like
Mental.
quadrupled in size since I've been there first. That's where Billy grew up. Right across the street there. Yeah. So,
Who's Billy?
so Bill is my oldest friend for sure. He's probably like my number one road dog for going anywhere. It's like my best friend. We've known each other since we were literally 3 years old. I remember we moved into those 2 houses we just drove past, and we like saw each other with literally like 3-year-old kids, and full on had beef from the start. We would draw pictures of ourselves, like little stick figure pictures of ourselves, like beating the shit out of each other, and yeah, no, it's fucking classic. But yeah, no, we've been friends ever since. We're both 32 now. But yeah, that was like my road dog. Like growing up, we had like a bodyboarding crew specifically. Like growing up in our town, we definitely had like our little friends from the municipality. But Bill, myself, and my good friend Dylan, we all were very into booging pretty early. Back in those days, nobody knew what we were doing. It was just all about like who would paddle out, who could make it out. We were probably like 11 years old on this big hurricane, and we were like 2 of like 3. I think Ski Christian was also out there, but we were like 2 of the 3 people out. And ever since then, we started surfing a fair bit. Dylan ended up, his name is Dylan Drews. He ended up getting really good really fast. Like he was honestly like Tanner before Tanner for America. Like I don't even think a lot of people really understand what was going down back then, but he was like on next level good. Like he immediately was like 10 times better than us, specifically at tricks, and he charged hard as fuck too. But he broke his back in like 2019, 18, something like that. No. Excuse me. That was like 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he kind of like was unable to surf after that. He was fine. He like fully recovered. He's like doing great now. He's like in California in like music industry, or I think he's in Florida now actually. But yeah, he got hurt. So this is Main Street in Manasquan. This is just kind of the hub, like we're turning on to where my high school is. Fact about my high school, Manasquan, back in like I'd say like 2008 to like 2015, you know, this area was hit really hard by a drug epidemic, and it was also concurrent. There was a lot of weird shit going on in the town. There was like something fucked up that happened with a sports coach, a bunch of fucked up shit in the town. But like a bunch of kids ended up like committing suicide. It was fucked. It was like really fucked. It was kind of really weird because it was like a systemic thing. Like normally you think of something like you know, crime or racism as systemic. You don't think of suicide as systemic, but for like a 10-year period it was pretty there was like, you know, maybe like 20 people that did it over like a 6 or 7 year period. Yeah, no, it was fucked. One of my good friends, Connor, was one of them. But yeah, no. It's a weird area. America's a weird place, man. Like, you know, especially at that time. I mean, it's weird, probably weirder now, but like back then, like there's just a lot going on. This is a sacred commute. This has been the rotation for pretty much 20 years now, whether by bike or by car.
Hi, dog.
Hi, can I please get an egg and cheese on what kind of bagel? English muffin you want, right? Can I get an egg and cheese on an English muffin, please?
Okay.
Can I get 2? How you doing? How much is it?
$20.29.
Okay. 20. No. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I know. Maybe a couple waves. Anything out there?
Yeah, there's a couple out there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Good, cruising.
Good. Nice.
Yeah, this is 100% the local. Like I was saying in the car, growing up, there was a lot of right side of the inlet tension going on.
Stay in front of it.
There's a lot of wrong side of the inlet and right side of the inlet vibes. I came from Brielle, so it was kind of like a little bit of tension when I first came over. But my hard stance on that is the fact that I'm probably, where I live in Brielle is probably one of the top 10 closest surfers to Jenks itself, so booyah on that one. Even where I moved to now. But anyway, this is like the holy land for a surfer from New Jersey, more specifically a bodyboarder from New Jersey. Once upon a time it was real, like I said, holy land for bodyboarding. There's some really sick fucking waves here for the boog. Some really sick bodyboarders come from here. They used to have a big contest here called the Jenks Pro. That used to be really sick. Fuck, it looks like some waves today. Maybe we surf. But growing up, there are a lot of people to look up to too, like the OGs, like the gods of bodyboarding from New Jersey were definitely Larry McGinn, Chuck Guarino. Then you had beneath them, you had like Mike Murphy and Bitzer, and probably the best aerial surfer from New Jersey, 100%, Chris Schlegel. Then you had like Mike Damone and Sean Morin, who were a perfect blend of like tech riding, but also charging big waves and shawning. Yeah. But growing up, I always surfed with all those guys, but then like my little generation was definitely like Mo from New York, who you know. But from here, we had a really tight-knit crew. Brad DeDrew, Jesse Tooker, again Shawnee, Graham Chapman, probably one of my best bodyboarding friends. Pat and Danny and Brendan Ty were some real big horses here back in the day. Brendo even booged. We still remember Brenda. You know, how you doing?
Hello. We're photographers. The ones that are really cooperative anyway. This is just a scope.
Yeah.
Scope.
Oh, yeah.
There's some unusual birds out here that you don't get to see very often that are.
What, the plovers?
Well.
On the sup, like I'm Laird Hamilton running.
Yo, John, you want to take all Kyle shit? Probably can't ride that jump anymore. I think it goes right underneath that. We'd have to knock that down.
Say? Looks like bear shit to me. Or maybe coyote. It's definitely not one of my dogs. They don't come back this way.
Deer. I just saw the white tail.
Yeah.
So that whoever put that stand up, that's a really good spot to have one. I was 5 years old living in Brielle, street called Harrison Avenue or Harris Avenue. And John moved across the street like diagonally from me when we were 4 or 5.
That was great.
Honestly, we were boogie boarding. That would beach rats, before that every summer. Our parents kind of went to the same beach. So we knew each other from school, obviously. And then, got a pair of fins, like you said, 5th, 6th grade, and then 7th grade was when we got full suits, winter suits, started surfing year round. All through high school, didn't miss a swell, basically cutting class.
We had like a 3-person group, me, Billy, and Dylan, our friend Dylan, and I wouldn't say it was ever really a rivalry, but we definitely always surfed together and kind of like would like call each other pussies if we didn't take off on waves and shit like that.
Friendly competition.
Because the contest wasn't running, they closed the beaches down entirely, and they had like police barricades everywhere, and it was pretty hectic. Like nobody was allowed in, and I was like 17 years old, and like I rock up, and like Dylan and all the guys that were there at the beach already, and they were like, no, the beach is locked down, and I really wanted to surf because I was competing the next day. So I ran down to the water, and I had my suit like kind of like just putting it over my shoulder, and this cop comes up on ATVs, this big fat guy, like beach security. Maybe I don't think he was armed, but he was definitely like hot.
Wanted to be armed.
Yeah, for sure. And he came and said, you're not going in the water. And I'm like, okay, calm down. And I like pretend like I was peeling my wetsuit off. And he was like looking at me, and like the second he turned around, I just threw my bib on, zipped up, and just ran in the water. And like he like went after me, like tried, like went up to like his waist in the water, almost got like pulled out, trying to get me. And I just fucking juked him, and I
To a round of applause.
Yeah.
To a beach full of spectators that are very amused by the situation that they just watched.
No, it was like fucking hilarious. But I paddled out, and I look, and I see like the guy standing there. Then I see one cop, and I see 2 cops. Then I see like cops pulling into the parking lot with our lights on. And I they were all standing there waiting for me, and I literally stayed out there for I think like 2 hours.
15-second little window of you making the run, him kind of getting in front of you, and you just putting an NFL level juke on him, and then him just like losing his balance, and then just his face as he realized he was not gonna get you was so funny.
If there wasn't a swell coming, I'd probably surf.
It was fucking